I was trapped in an endless loop, and this is what I learned, and I want you to avoid it as well. So let's get started. I was working on this clonable for the community right here, which is an image generator. I can go as crazy as I want. I can do Elon Musk in its Cybertruck on the moon. Yeah, and I can generate that, and look at that animation. And now we're going to render that image. So what we're going to do here, because this API is too separated, we have one creating the request, another one getting the status of the request, and then if the status is successful, returning it. As you can see, we have this fetch image request loop through all the time, and the data is changing. So we're calling this request again and again and again every 10 seconds until we get the response, which we will then display on here to avoid any browser timeouts. But the issue is we don't know how many requests we're going to make. We don't know how long the image takes. We want to have enough requests to show the images, but we don't want to have too much requests to get API restrictions or whatever, to get any issues. So as you can see, we have this variable loop count here, which will start at 0. And every time we do a request, it will add +1 on there. So as you can see, we needed to do 5 requests to the API every 10 seconds to get those 2 wonderful images of Elon Musk on the moon. And this is what we want to do, because our action here that will actually repeat itself, so loop through, is actually tied to the condition that this loop count is under 15. So if it would be 16 or 15 even, it will not do this request again. So we are breaking out of the loop by adding this preliminary step to make sure that our APIs are secure and that we're not calling our server or somebody else's, even worse, where we have to pay money per call all the time. So this is what we're doing. And then we have another request where we will just if this is requesting true, because you cannot do after completion, because if we get a 400 or a not available yet, it will not trigger after request finishes. We want to do a is requesting, so the moment we're doing the trigger, we want to count the triggers to the database, because that's where they will bill us for, or that's the important data. We want to limit that triggering. So every time this fires off, we want to update the loop count variable. And what we're going to do is we do const. We're just defining that current count will equal this. And we don't know if it may recognize it as a string. So we do number. So we're getting whatever is in here, 5, as a number. And then we can do math with a number. We're going to do return loop count. This variable here equals the current count, which would be 5, plus 1, which would be 6 right here. Oh, didn't intend that, 6. Perfect. So as you can see, this is how we're going to loop through there. And yeah, if we are now at 24, for example, it would not do any requests if they were needed. If I were to redo that, this is also very important. If you have something like this, we still have that data. If a person restarts the process, for example, if the person wants to generate another image, you want to have a run function in place that will clear all your statuses. For example, generation status, the loop count, those things. But I want to emphasize here on the loop count. You want to clear out the loop count to 0 so that the previous data doesn't influence the next generation, the next rendering, the next essay your AI is going to do. And this is more and more important with AI, because most AIs have delayed response systems. So it's not like ChatGPT, you make an API call, wait 40 seconds and get a response. Most APIs have it like one endpoint, you send the request and you get a success immediately, and you will have another endpoint that you will call, hey, by the way, is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 already done? Is it done? And they will say, no, gotta wait 5 more minutes. And then you say, okay, I'll check back later. Again, hey, how's it going? Oh no, we still need something. Something's broken. Okay. I'm repeating that. So I'm always calling them and seeing, wait a sec, is it done already? Especially for video, for images, for things that have more bandwidth, that need more capacity. Sometimes it can take up to 5 minutes for some things to render, some things even an hour. So, and your browser times out after 30 seconds. So that's why they have this mechanism. That's very common. But you want to have an automation that will call it every so and so seconds, mainly built in Xano, because I don't really want to have that on the front end, because things can get wrong on the front end. The front end will just reinitialize this after there was some sort of sleeper function on Xano. But the important thing is you want to emphasize on breaking out of the loop. That, let's say, for example, you call them and after 15 calls, every 10 seconds, you still don't have your essay. You more than likely can expect that you will not get that at the 20th call as well. So you want to break out of the loop because you don't want your backend to perform actions that are not needed if they're not needed. You want to have some sort of limit to limit that and to protect your API. And by the way, as you can see, this wonderful clonable is coming very soon. I'm making some videos, first of all, to explain some basics before we're going to tap into the crash course on how to set up all the details and all the AI. But yeah, I just wanted to emphasize on that because I think it is an important thing a lot of people need, because everybody right now who's building a SaaS has some sort of AI in there, and you want to make sure that you're not calling too much and that you're not using your credits. Yeah, and stay tuned for the clonable that will come today about this wonderful AI video generator powered by Leonardo AI. And the people from Leonardo AI were so generous months ago when I wanted to build on my own SaaS business, that they actually gave me a lot of API credits to test their API. But I never worked on that because I had other things to do, other projects. So I have all those API credits right now, and I didn't have a way to use them because it wasn't for my project. So I just wanted to build a community project that you could use, that you can maybe create some funny images. And the deal here is you can create your images for free on my account in this app here, in this test mode, but they will all go to my database because I want to see what you're generating. So I can't wait to get you the new video, the new clonable to you. Thank you so much for all your support, for all your interest, for all your willingness to learn, for all your excitement about those things. And yeah, thank you so much for your time as well. And see you in the next video. And let's hope that you're going to break out of the loop. Bye-bye.